Hello, welcome back to this YouTube channel, and in this video we are just going to add some more points about the communication. Starting from the scratch. Going actually this slide is prepared by the Mr. Sumit Tak, that is from Computer Science Engineering and Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. After the introduction and copyright credit, we are just going to a point. Introduction to what is the introduction of a communication. A communication is the process of sharing information, thoughts or feeling between individual or groups using various means. Suppose you have some idea and you are just sharing that idea to your friend, to your business partners, to your father, to your family or anyone. So that is the process of communication, sharing ideas or feelings. Suppose you have hurted by anyone and you are sharing that feeling to your friend. That is also a communication. So hope you have been confirmed about what is the definition and what the communication means. So moving next, importance of communication. Why the communication is needed and why we are just taking a presentation on communication. So the first point is communication serves as a fundamental means to convey information, ideas and knowledge among individuals, enabling them to make informed decisions and learn from one another. Actually, man is a social animal, as we all know that. So man always learn from other and share ideas to make its growth possible. Communication serves as a fundamental means that is the only way from which we can just share your information, ideas and knowledge among everyone or among a group, among a friend. So the second point is communication plays a vital role in building and maintaining relationships. Actually, communication means you are just making friendship or you are making a contact between two people, whether personal or professional. It might be personal, it might be professional, with your family and with your job colleagues. It fosters trust, understanding and empathy among people. Actually, without communication, making trust and making understanding is impossible. So the communication play an important role here. The third point is clear and open communication help in resolving conflicts and misunderstanding. It enables individuals to express their grievances, concerns, and differences, leading to more peaceful and productive interaction. Actually, if you take an example of India, actually India is too much diverse and we have so many culture and so many language. But the way of communication, the language, the communication, sometimes verbal or sometimes non-verbal, it binds the whole India into a big nation. Actually, without communication, this is not possible to make and imagine a great India with lots of differences and lots of culture diversities to be a one country. So the communication play a very important role here. So now moving next. So what are the types of communication? We have read communication, it's important. Now the topic is types of communication. Actually, the communication are of so many types. You can say verbal, non-verbal, written, visual, interpersonal, group communication, digital communication. We can divide it into so many, like digital communication means it is not limited, but broadly we study at 5, 7, 4 and so many types. So here we are going to study about 7 types. The first type is verbal communication. Then what is verbal communication? This involves the use of spoken or written words to convey messages. It includes face-to-face conversation. See, verbal communication like use of spoken and written words to convey the message. It includes face-to-face conversation, like you are just taking interpersonal communication, you are talking to your friend, then that means face-to-face conversation. That can be phone call, that can be a video conference, that also can be speeches, presentation, email, letter and report. Means verbal, a type of systematic and grammatical order should be followed in this type of communication. That is verbal communication. Okay, the next is non-verbal communication, just opposite of the verbal communication. Here no any grammar and no any systematic things are to be used. Like in verbal communication, we are just appropriate about the topic that we are talking, but in non-verbal communication there might be some misunderstanding. Like it include body language. If you are predicting anyone's body language, that is not 100% sure that that person is happy or that person is sad. So the body language, facial expression, gesture, posture. You mean gesture means how a person is just talking. Posture, how a person is standing, how the body is means is aligned. eye contact, and even silence. Even silence is a type of non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication often convey emotion, attitude, and intention. Like if anyone is gazing at you, that means the intention is little much clear. And attitude, if anyone is just looking by his angry face, like it means attitude, intention, it shows non-verbal communication. But that doesn't means totally appropriate what the message sender or trying to interpret. Okay. The next is visual communication. Actually, visual communication is the most common communication nowadays. A visual communication relies on images, charts, graph, maps, and other visual aids to convey information. It is the common use in presentation, advertisement, design, and data visualization. Like you want to make a big building, and you told your engineer that just make a map of my building. So he will not tell you that there should be a pillar, there should be a glass window. He will just make a map, and the architect will understand by looking at that map. So the communication between that engineer and architecture is that map. So that is a kind of communication, and we can say that it is a visual communication. So moving next, hope you have understood. The next one is written communication. This type of communication involves written words and can take the form of emails, letter, reports, memos, and text messages. Written communication is often used for documentation and formal record keeping. You have seen, like whenever debate is happening in the parliament, you might have seen there is a long table, and there people are just noting something. Actually, they are noting every point and every speech that is made by the politician or our honorable speaker or the honorable member of parliament. So actually all the things are recorded. Like in court, you have also seen there are a person with a typewriter and typing every word told by the judge, prosecutor, and executor. You have seen that. That means written communication is used for formal record keeping for the further uses. So this can be we can say that written communication is a reliable communication that can be used in legal ways, so many legal ways. So the next is interpersonal communication. Like interpersonal communication occurs when two or more people in a face-to-face or one-on-one sitting. Like you are just sitting here, and you are just gathering a group or two or more people. So that is interpersonal communication, that we can say front to front, face to face. It is essential for building and maintaining relationship and include both verbal and non-verbal element. Suppose a person is standing on a stage and he just speaking something means on the topic, but the person are not interested about it. That is not a good communication. Actually, if the person is just speaking anything, there should be a movement, his face movement, face expression, and hand movement. So that should be maintained during the interpersonal communication. So moving next is group communication. Group communication involves interactions among members of a group, team, or organization. It can occur in meeting, conference, workshop, and collaborative projects. So group communication, we can also say that it is a kind of verbal communication, but this include especially for a group. Like you have some idea in your team, and you want to discuss that with your members. So that falls under the group communication. That can be meeting, conferences, workshops, or collaborative projects. So moving next, the last one is digital communication. Digital communication means this is a new type of communication that is added, but we can also say that it is a kind of visual and a verbal communication, the mixture of visual and verbal communication. With the advent of technology, digital communication has become increasingly important. It includes communication via mail, social media, instant messaging, and other digital platform. I think you all are aware about that. So the last slide is conclusion. So in the whole slide we have studied that in summary, communication is not only a tool for conveying message, but also a cornerstone of human interaction. Like understanding and progress making it an essential element for our everyday life. Actually, if we are just looking at a communication as a tool of conveying message, so without communication we should know that progress of whole human life is not possible. After 10 years, after 20 years, whatever we are going to just progress, just because of the communication that we have done between our friends and community. So without that, that is not possible. So communication is fundamental human activity that is enables the exchange of information, ideas, and emotion. So this is the first point that you can remember from this slide. The second point is communication take various form including verbal, non-verbal, written, visual and digital. These are the main types of communication, and that can be so many, like group communication, interpersonal communication. You can add according to your needs. So the last point is it is crucial for building and maintaining personal, professional and social relationship. So communication is too much important to make a social relationship and professional maintaining all these kinds. So hope you have understood everything. So thank you very much for watching our video, and thanks to Mr. Sumit Tak for sharing this kind of presentation with me. So hope you have understood everything. So see you in the next video with a new topic. Till then, take care and bye bye.